Hi YouTube. This is actually the second video I should say. It's the second part to my first video on my vehicle not starting. And it's the fourth issue I'm having now. I kind of just wanted to go over, what's going on with my vehicle. The first issue I had with my 2015 WRX is the vehicle would not engage in gears. So I'm sitting at a stoplight trying to, you know, put it in gear, whether it's first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, reverse. A vehicle won't engage in gears. And this is roughly about the vehicle having 700 miles. Um, After about 15 minutes, I got the vehicle to engage into third gear, drove it home, had it towed the next day to Mike Shaw Subaru, which, by the way, worst dealership ever. If you're thinking about buying a WRX, avoid this dealership at all costs. Anyways, I got to the dealership, left it there for a couple days, got a call back, and what they call technicians, he gave me a call back, and he indicated there was absolutely nothing wrong with the vehicle. I'm like, okay, understandable. But his reason for the vehicle doing so is because apparently the the floor mat, got stuck with the clutch pedal. That's impossible, first of all, because the vehicle comes with two, I guess you would say like two teeth that stick out, and then the floor mat has two holes where it kind of just locks in place. And I mean, honestly, guys, I'm not stupid enough to not notice that the mat stuck with the clutch after 15 minutes. Anyhow, so I took that for a loss, whatever, you know. I'm like, well, I guess something happened. Anyhow, second issue that I have with the vehicle is I was looking to drive the vehicle to work and the vehicle would not start. The check engine light was on, so I had it towed again to Mike Shaw. And apparently there were some relays or something that were burnt or fuses or whatever. So I'm like, okay, well, that's not a big deal. He gave me the car back. The third time, I was going to work, and the vehicle just stopped. The engine died. So the car behind me almost hit me, and was cussing at me, was upset at me because I just stopped all of a sudden. I'm like, okay, you idiot, I can't go because the vehicle just stopped. It just died. But anyhow, I managed to get it over to the left lane so I can, turn left. I kept on attempting to turn the vehicle on, and as you can see in my first video, that's exactly what the vehicle did. I tried to start the vehicle and it wouldn't start. After 10 minutes, I got the vehicle to start. It died on me again. After more attempts, I would say, after an additional 5 more minutes or whatever, the vehicle started. I managed to get to the vehicle into a safe spot, let it cool down for about 20 minutes. Got the vehicle to start and drove it home. It's only about a mile away to where this happened. So, anyhow, this happened. I actually drove the vehicle to Mike Shaw. The check engine light was on, and left it there. A couple days later, got a call back from the technician at Mike Shaw Subaru telling me that I overflooded it. That what happened. I told him what happened, and of course, it's always my fault. It's not the vehicle's fault. So that's the thing I hate about Mike Shaw. Or I'm not sure. I haven't dealt with any other Subaru dealers. I can't say, but Mike Shaw in general. The technician's name is Dustin, and I guess he's like the lead or supervisor or whatever at Mike Shaw. But every time I go in there and try to tell him something, he always tries to blame stuff on me. It's never the vehicle's fault. It's always me. So, anyhow, they checked it. They called me. Hey, there's nothing wrong with the vehicle. Blah blah blah. Okay, so I drove the vehicle off. At this point, I'm just disappointed. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Like, what did I get myself into? I'm not saying all Subarus are faulty, but I definitely got a faulty Subaru. Okay? So anyhow, drove the vehicle for a couple days. Okay? On my way home from work, the vehicle starts stalling again. I'm like, crap. The vehicle didn't shut off, but I was only a couple minutes away from home. So I'm actually get home. I parked the vehicle. The next day that I'm trying to go into work, the vehicle would not start. So there's crank in the vehicle. But the vehicle doesn't start. Okay, so this is my fourth issue I'm having with the vehicle now. And at this point, I just don't even want to see that vehicle anymore. I want to hit it with the hammer or something. I'm sick of tired of dealing with the issues with this vehicle. So I try and talk to Mike Shaw Subaru. I go in there, I'm like, well, I got a defective vehicle. I don't mind if I have to lose some money on it, whether it's $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. I went up to $4,000 of losing on the vehicle. And Mike Shaw told me, okay, well, here's what we can do. If you give us $10,000, then we can get the payments to where you were at before, which is $509 or $519, something like that. I'm like, I don't have $10,000 to give you guys. So their next option, I have it written down on paper, but their next option was give us $3,500 and then your payments will be $720 a month. I'm like, okay, well, either way that you add these up, you're going to end up paying like $44,000, $45,000 for the vehicle. I'm not doing that. It's not an STI. In that case, I'd rather just buy an STI. I'm simply asking for somebody to help me because I've been late to work 3 times. I was almost in a severe accident, and Mike Shaw doesn't care. They only care about them. Oh, I already got my money. I don't care. You're whoever you are, whatever. Okay, so then their next idea was to contact Subaru of America. So I contact Subaru of America, and I start off with, a regular representative, whatever, and I try and explain what the situation is, and of course their next solution is retake the vehicle back to the dealership. I'm like, well, at this point, that's not a solution for me because I've already done it 3 times. I'm currently on my 4th time that I'm doing so. Okay, so I don't want to go through this process anymore. I'm sick and tired of the vehicle. The vehicle has 2,900 miles. It's a 2015. I've owned the vehicle for about 3 months. So the vehicle should not be doing this. So anyways, I asked to speak to whoever's above that person. So I get in touch with that person, and the person tells me the exact same thing. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. We're not getting anywhere here. I don't want to get the vehicle serviced anymore because I don't trust the vehicle. It's not safe, it's not reliable, and it's your guys' job to get me into a good working, reliable vehicle. So I asked for whoever's above that person, which should be a manager, get a call back, and it's not a manager. It's just a team leader. Okay, so at this point, they're just bouncing me back and forth, whatever. So I get the team leader, and after stressing my concerns, after about 15 minutes into it, I tell the team leader, okay, here's what I'm willing to do. I'm willing to give this another shot. I'm willing to take the vehicle, into another dealership. I just don't want it to be Mike Shaw. But here's what I want in return. What I want in return is I want to know that this is going to be the final step. That if it doesn't get fixed, that would be the 5th issue I'm having with this vehicle. If it doesn't get fixed, I want the vehicle replaced with another WRX. Whether the vehicle is a demo vehicle, whether it has 2,300 miles, whatever, it has the same amount of mileage mine does, whatever. I'm not asking for a new vehicle. I just want a working WRX. So she doesn't really understand me, so we talk again for an additional 10 minutes or whatever, and then she finally came to a conclusion where oh, okay, well, that's what's happening. I'm like, yes, that's what's happening. I'm like, can you at least attempt to contact somebody else? And she's like, yeah, I'll try and see what I can do for you then. I'm like, okay, well, then with that said, I'm going to comply with what you guys are asking for. But if this happens again, I need something else done. Because at this point, they're just bouncing me back and forth, and taking it to the dealership and having the dealership review it and not fixing it is not a solution. So anyhow, that happens. She calls me back today and tells me that she wasn't able to get a hold of the person she was trying to see what the next solution is going to be. So I'm like, okay, whatever. As long as I'm agreeing to take the vehicle in, as long as you agree to still try and find me a solution where if the vehicle doesn't work, then what would be the next step? So she agreed to do so, you know, and at this point, I mean, I've just been dealing with towing issues now. It's like everything hits me at once. Um, Red's towing company, worst towing company in the world. I'm not sure if you guys heard or not, but if you do Google reviews or look it up on Yelp, whatever, it's nothing but 1 stars or negative reviews. As a matter of fact, I even found something on Google where um, apparently this lady had her tires stolen and replaced with 4 different tires, which were bald and almost to the point where they were going to blow when she was driving the vehicle like that. That's, I don't know. But anyhow, I mean, that's nor here nor there. I'm not saying it was Reds or whatever, but anyhow, there's a lot of negative reviews. So the reason why I'm making this video is to actually get your people's help. YouTube, if you would please help me. At this point, I'm actually asking, for people to help me because obviously, Mike Shaw, they're not doing anything. Subaru, they don't want to do anything. They just want to kind of push me back and forth. I've been late to work 3 times already. I'm in the process of getting fired. How am I going to pay for the vehicle if I'm fired? And I was nearly in a situation where I was involved in a huge accident. I have kids. Just imagine if my kids were with me in that situation. I mean, I'm just not satisfied. I mean, I'm not saying again that Subarus are bad vehicles, but I feel like I got a defective vehicle and nobody wants to do anything about it. They just keep pushing me to the side. And that goes with both Mike Shaw and Subaru. So if you guys just do me a favor, just, kind of just tag people, or, if you know somebody that has a Subaru or just any type of vehicle, if you just pass this vehicle on and, just post your comments at the bottom of how you feel and if that you support me in what I'm doing, and just help me out, guys. I mean, if I can do something for you guys, let me know. I'd be more than willing to do the same for you. If you have issues with your vehicle, you're trying to get something resolved, then I'll get other people involved. I'll pass it along. But I mean, I guess this is just the way things are nowadays. I mean, we got to take things into our own hands instead of actually asking for assistance from these corporations, which Mike Shaw got paid, Subaru got paid. At the end of the day, the person being affected is me. I'm being stranded, and nobody cares. Nobody's doing anything about it. So, I mean, I'm turning to the public now. I'm turning to you guys to see if you guys can help me. That, and if the vehicle happens to break down on me again, I might get local news involved. We'll see what we can do. But, if you guys would please, again, help me with this, greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much, guys.